morning, folks. Yes, it's another day of the IAM to get back with my training. Going to meet Ken up at the steading in Edinburgh. This should hopefully be my second last run with regards to training. After the training, should hopefully get a mock test out with one of the main assessors who'll do my observations to make sure I'm ready for the test, and then let's just get my test done. Something I highly recommend. My training has improved my riding. I'm sure I've said it in my last video. Now that I'm further on with training, it's just implementing everything that you've been taught over and over again with your IPSCA, which is your information, which is use, give and take information. So you would be assessing the information, what's ahead, speed signs, other vehicles indicators, landmarks. So the way you would be reading it is reading in the further distance, assessing what's happening, and bring that further distance closer to you. That's your information for IPSCA. P is for your position. So once you've assessed what's happening, whether you're choosing a certain lane for a roundabout, whether you're going to be entering onto a motorway, for example here we are just now, I would choose a dominant position in the middle to prevent anybody squeezing up my side. So I've chosen my position, assessed my position, and around we go. So there is other parts before you obviously go and make the turn, but I'm just doing the information part and the position. The next part you've got is your speed. So if once you've chose your position, you will then choose your speed, which you're entering into that hazard, shall we call it. So you've chose the correct speed, choosing the correct speed to merge here. That is your speed part. The next part is your gears. So after you've assessed that information, you've chose your correct position, you've chose your correct speed, you'll then choose your gear for said manoeuvre. Once you're in that correct gear, it is then accelerate, which is accelerating away from the hazard. So IPSCA, you're constantly implementing. It's like a dynamic risk assessment is the best way to explain it. Constantly assessing the risk that is changing in front of you. And your mirrors is brought into it all the time. As soon as you see a hazard, check your mirrors. Anything coming up behind you in case you need to change sense of direction, or anything behind you that you need to know about. So that is your IPSCA mode that is taught by the Institute of Advanced Motorists. Information, position, speed, gear and accelerate. And we all know as bikers, I was always taught when I done my police riding course, assume everybody in the road is out there to kill you. If you assume that, you will be safe. One thing obviously that I've totally changed from when my initial riding is position. On your standard 30-40 roads, just choose your dominant position in the middle, which is position 2. Position 1 will be your left, position 2 the middle, position 3 the right. So folks, here we are just going to go over a bit about roundabouts. When you're approaching roundabouts, you would choose your dominant position in the middle. If your roundabout is clear, check your mirrors, you can actually straight line through roundabouts. So as you see, we're coming up behind, obviously, this tipper. At this road we're now going on to a national speed limit as we come up to it. We're keeping quite a clear distance back, so I can see also up the near side of the truck as this road slightly bends round to the left. An overtake could potentially be on here if I wanted to go into the opposing carriageway just to get a clearer view past the HGV. But I made the decision that I wasn't confident enough on that part of road to then make the progression and get round it. But going by local knowledge, I know that this road opens up into a dual carriageway, and I'll be able to progress past it once it goes into the dual carriageway. What you can see here, I'm sitting in the position 1. I notice a junction coming up, so what I need to do is move away from that junction to neutralise a hazard up to position 2 or 3, but also remaining in that position 1 for the right hand bend, so I'll get the best line of sight through the bend. Now what you can see in the distance is a tractor which is fully laden. I'm sitting out in position 2 just so I've got a best line through the bend, and as you see, things start falling off the tractor, so with my good distance and clear position back, I managed to avoid items that are falling from the tractor. So you'll see it fall off the back of the tractor, which we need to avoid. I can see round the left hand side of the tractor, but with the camber of the road it's unclear. So I'm keeping a good distance back. Once I can see it's clear, make sure there's nothing else on the overtake, move out wide so I've got a clear field of view down the road, nice wide position on the opposing carriageway, and progress past it. So here we are on a fast bit of road which is down the A7 leading towards Gala Shields. This is good for practicing your position with flowing bends, straight lining through some bends, and also work using your bike, having its full advantage to get your best view down the road. Here we are in position 1, proceeding down. Can stay in position 1 for the right hand bend. I'll kind of straight line over to the right once the road straightens out. Check my mirror just to ensure, back out to position 3, riding down, out of position 3, round the bend to get the best line of sight, oncoming vehicle move into position 2, away from the opposing vehicles. Checked and cleared the junction, back out again, and back into the dominant position. Faster set of roads I always ride position 3, get best line of sight down the road. And also checking the mirrors because I've noticed a hazard with roadworks coming up and temporary traffic lights. Same again, we're still on the A7, very fast bit of road at 60 miles an hour. You've got small accesses which come in off your left hand side, which you need to check and clear, move out to your position just to neutralise a hazard. So full use of the bike, going back and forward to each position between position 1 and 3 to get your best line of sight through the bends. With this you'll see my speed is very maintained around about the 55 to 60 miles an hour mark. And it just clearly shows with me riding that position 1, that HGV, I'm well away from it, I'm not near his side of the road. Should I have to avoid anything, I've still got a bit of road to play with. Nice camera van. So after that good run down the A7, just stop now, good coffee shop here. Pack the bikes up, we'll go and have a little debrief just about the first part of the ride. Discuss anything we need to brush up on, and then we'll continue on.
So as you can clearly see here, the weather closed in on us. We were climbing over the hills which would take us in the back end to Haddington. These are open moors with cattle grids. Approaching here, we've got to have our guard on. We've got wild sheep which just lie at the side of the road. So it's just lowering your speed just to be extra precautious. And also you've got some blind bends as well, straight lining through the bends to give you the best field of view right throughout the bends.
So folks, that is another IAM training session done. Excellent feedback on that one. The only thing we need to brush up and put the icing on the cake with is just doing some further overtakes, straight lining through some further bends. Ken's going to get in touch with one of the test assessors, do my mock test, and that will be me ready. If the mock assessor is happy, I will then be booked in for my test, and I'll be aiming for a first pass. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and next run out should be my mock test. Just a wee message guys, if you've not already subscribed, hit that button down below, give me a thumbs up, and if you hit that bell icon as well, you'll get notified each time I upload a video as well. So folks, it's been the Scottish Biker, I'm David, ride safe.